Hey, how's it going today? I am going to provide you with a short instructional video on how to make or how to put together the cards in my March stamp camp. The ones in Minnesota, it always helps to look ahead, um, so you are already kind of prepared as to what assembly is needed. And if you go ahead and make them ahead of time, I am not offended. So I hope you enjoy the cards that we are going to have today. I will go over and fade down to them. These are your 4 cards. All right, so let's get going. Let's go to card number 1. Is this one. So I started with some of the cards. I started with the saying, I miss you, because I just love the way the wording goes and that it fits. Then I kind of thought that might be a little bit harder of a card for you to think of someone to give it to. So I did change it, and I will change the 3 that I did here. It's going to be Feel Better Soon is what the cards are going to be. So let us just get on to it. I used this one, Pick a Season, which was the freebie from Celebration. You got your tree and you got your leaves, and then you can put whatever you want in there. I actually am using the rosebuds, so we have a nice rose tree. I would love smelling roses right now, actually. So inside your envelope is going to be all of these parts. It should be pretty easy to know right away that the this white piece is going to be your inside of your card. And then you have 2 pieces. One is a 1 inch by 4, and one is a 2.5 maybe by 4 piece here. This one goes on top of your white, and your white will go inside here. And if you're finding that this is flipped up quite a ways, then just take your bone folder and just really give it a good crease back and forth and get it to flatten down for you. Now you're going to take your big one and you're going to put that on top. Just like that. Now the next part, pretty simple, is you're going to just stack these 3 pieces. Your mango, your green, and your tree. There is at least a 1/8 inch difference between them. So just kind of, sometimes what I do is I kind of stack it first so I can vision where I need to put it down after I put tape on it. So now you have them stacked, put them on top, and kind of center it like that. You're going to take your thread, make a bow, and then you're going to take a glue dot and put the glue dot right here and put your bow right in the middle of your tree. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to put any gems or anything on it, so I did send it out without anything. Actually, I sent all of the cards out without gemstones because I wasn't sure. Everyone would kind of have a personal preference on these cards. So I actually did find some green gems, and I put 3 of them on mine. So maybe you can find something similar. That was card number 1. Card number 2. Right here, as you can see, my day in the sun is trimmed around. So that's one of the things you're going to need to do, is trim around your day in the sun. This came from this particular stamp set called Documenting the Day. Of course, it seems it's more of a fit for if you're doing pages. What are those called? I'll figure it out. Scrapbook. Scrapbook pages, duh. Okay, so now one of the things I did is I made a swoop between the A and the D, so that way I could have my sun coming out behind it on my card. Now you kind of want to trim a little close to the bottom of the in the sun. Reason being, when you put your thing on, I personally wanted to have my bullseye to be in the center. And you can do it either way. You can flip it either way you want, depending, if you have a preference, okay? What I did is you all have corrugated cardstock with a folder, with a embossing folder. Yeah, there we go. And so I have it the exact same size as this, and you might wonder why. Basically, all I was doing was putting a little bit of dimension between them. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but that's what I did. And so you want to tape or put adhesive on the back of this, and then you're going to put adhesive on the back of the white corrugated, and you're going to put it on the front of the card. Next, after I was done cutting around my day in the sun, I did put the sun in the middle. I used a glue dot, and then I flipped it over, and then I put dimensionals all around the word day, and then I put it in here underneath my bullseye. Now, you can do this if you want. I found some rhinestones and put some rhinestones on it to make it glimmer. I'm not sure I'm a fan of it, but if you have rhinestones in your supply, go ahead and use them. That is card number 2. Okay, card number 3 is the one that is the most intricate, and it's using an old stamp set. I can't believe I still have it actually. Petal Palette. I guess the reason why I still have it is it does have a die cuts to go with it. The die cuts will cut around the bird and some of the flowers, and also it had all of these sayings to go with it, and I frankly was looking for a reason to use it. I decided to go with the black and white theme, and so here's how you're going to piece together your pieces. The inside, right, you're going to know right away, is this with the flower, and just put it in there with your adhesive. The outside we're going to stack. So don't go crazy and start taping and stacking. Please pay attention so you don't end up regretting starting too soon. You are going to need your white piece that's for the top. You're going to need the 2 long pieces, the green and then the black and white leaves you want as well. These are going to all tape on each other flat to the surface. Now you have that done. You're going to take your green, the jade is the color. You're going to take your ribbon and you're going to put it across here. And then you're going to flip over and tape your ribbon to the back of your card. You can use masking tape, scotch tape. You can use your adhesive. It doesn't matter. You just need it on the back. And if you want, at this point, you can take it and put it on the front of your card. So let's say we have that like that, okay? Now you have your 2 squares. You take the jade color and then you take the white and black I'm going to call them wildflowers because they're small, skinny. I would see these in the ditch when we're working country territory. That's where I would see that, right? Now you've got that. Now you're going to stack on top of that. You have your saying from the heart, and you have your bird. So you are going to take a glue dot and put it right here by the word from. Then you put your bird on top and kind of place it however you want. I kind of did it a little like that. Now you're going to have a piece of lacy cardstock, and here you are going to put this sentiment on top, and I use the middle here as my guide, the middle ovals as my guide, and that's where I placed my, I would say I would place this. So there's different ways about adhering it. I'm going to tell you the way I did it. And you want it to not go past this. Maybe pull it back just a little bit and have a little bit of white showing. Okay? All right. So what I did after I got my bird on is I went and I flipped it over. Now here I put glue dots. I put about 4 across. Now you can take your lace and put it over using the middle as your guide and putting the on top of the glue dots. Now that you've got this down with glue dots, now you take more adhesive or glue dots. You're going to want adhesive. If you try to put adhesive over the glue dots, you're going to, it's going to stick and you're not going to be able to roll your adhesive down. So I would put glue dots on top of where that was and then just finish off with glue dots on the bottom side. Now you've got that, and that goes on here. So you want your sentiment to be close to I would just line it up with the edge of the white cardstock, and then you've got it here, and there you go. Now you have to put that on the front and center it in the middle of the piece going this way, but notice where your little tail is, okay? So you may have to move it over a little bit if you want to keep that whole piece on there. Otherwise, what you do is then you're just going to cut part of that off. But you want a little bit creeping past the bird. So now you're done with card number 3. Let's go to card number 4. Card number 4 was easy and fun at the same time. I used Petal Pink for my base, and I've always had a problem with Petal Pink because to me it looks more peach than it does pink. So I am always like, what am I gonna put it with? So I found this designer series paper that had 3 flowers. The Petal Pink, it had a Poppy Parade, and then the blue, which was Balmy Blue. All right, it used this Everyday Arches. This is in on the Stampin' Up website. You can order this one, and I teamed it with the dies, the Arches dies. As you can see, they're made to go around the arches that you do. I decided to pick Know You Are Loved. I went and I found the one on here that Know You Are Loved would fit underneath, and then I used the other die cut that would cut this to go right and tuck it in right underneath. Okay, so let's go to the assembly part. Here is my pieces. You are going to take and actually put quite a bit of adhesive on the back of this paper. I used this folder, this it'll come to me. And it looks like a flower, or it could be a star. You could use it for anything you want, because inside the what I consider the flower is a star. So use it how you want. But what it does is it takes the fibers of your paper and it thins them out, and so it's a little bit floppy. So I put quite a bit of adhesive on the back side to put it on here. If you have tear and tape, that might be a good option. Tear and tape tends to have just a little bit more stick than just the regular adhesive that we have. You can get the next step up of the adhesive, which is the so you have this Stampin' Seal, but you have the Stampin' Seal Plus, which is a very good strength. So if you have Stampin' Seal Plus, use that. That'll give you a real good stick, okay? Now we're going to do a little bit of assembly on these pieces here. You want to take your flowers, you're going to put dimensions, use the mini dimensionals if you have them, and then you're going to put that in here. Now remember, with the mini dimensionals, you do still want to put some in the middle to keep the middle from bowing, especially now because you're going to be putting ribbon around it. So here you have ribbon. What I did was I figured out what I would need, you know, kind of, and not necessarily in the middle, but you want to be pretty much in the middle of your ribbon. And then I flipped it over, and on the back side I used Scotch tape and taped the ribbon to the back of the cardstock, because it gives it it stops it from sliding. And then you want to be able to take your ribbon and get a nice tuck when you tuck it over. So now what you do is you do want your ribbon lined up underneath your words. So when it comes across the front, it doesn't go across your words. Now you want to put a glue dot right here and a glue dot on the other side right here. And then when you put it over, you're going to press down and press down that glue dot on your white paper. And here the same thing. And this is where you want to make sure you're lining it up so it is even to the other side when you press down your glue dot. Now you have stability, and you can take your ribbon and you can tie it. You can tie it in a knot, you can put it in a bow, you can do whatever you want. I did it as a knot because I just can do it a little faster. Now you're done, flip it over, and you want to put dimensionals on the back side. I use the large dimensionals. Again, make sure to remember to put some in the middle, and then I put 3 on the back of the ribbon itself, just to get it some height. Now you put it in the middle of your card base. I did not use any dimensionals here either because I thought it didn't need any. But if you do use dimensionals, I would use rhinestones and maybe put them in the center where all the stars are. Pick 3 places to put those. All right, now this just reminded me on this one back in A Day in the Sun. I don't know if I mentioned, but what I did is I did put rhinestones along the top to make it look like sun rays. So if you have any leftover rhinestones, use them. Okay, so we are done. But I gave you all a bonus. If you watched my live on Facebook 2 weeks ago, I showed this bird. Now, and you'll each have a little baggie, and it will have all of the supplies to make this little bird. What's interesting is I ended up using the bee punch, and I got this idea from someone that posted it online. So I'm very appreciative for anyone that posts anything that I'm able to use, especially with something like punches, because with punches, sometimes we just get so singular viewing that it's only for the purpose that we get it for, like making bees. So what you do, you have your small little heart, your big little heart, and you have your body. You're going to flip your body this way. You can tell. This is going to become your beak. You're going to have a body. Now you can take a marker and make it, but I decided to make you all a little body, so I took and punched out some. So you're going to take it, you're going to take the moon part, you're going to do this, and you're going to put it up as flush as you want. I'm just going to put it as flush to the bottom of the half circle as I can. Okay, now once you've got that flush, that's going to be trimmed. And you're going to trim it, and that's going to make your little body. Your big heart, you're going to fold in half. As you can see, the big heart then becomes your wing. I put that on using a glue dot because it is a small surface. And your little heart is going to become your little bird tail. Put a glue dot. I did a glue dot on the back side of this because my glue dot was going to be bigger than my heart. And then I just went over and placed it on top of my heart, my little heart, and pressed down. And then don't forget to trim your little belly. You're going to want a black marker and make an eyeball. And I used a brown marker and I made a little beak. So now you have your bonus, which is your little bird. I hope you enjoyed this month. And as always, when you join my monthly stamp camp, you can get a second set for $5. So I always tell everybody, take advantage of it. Get your second set for $5 because that way it encourages you to actually send out a full set. If you want to be like, oh, this card's too nice, I need to keep it, don't worry. You got a second set. Now you can send out those nice cards so people can enjoy them. That's what it's for. It's so people enjoy it. It is a form of almost a form of hospitality. It's so warming and so comforting and nice when people receive cards. So if you are watching this and you're not part of my stamp camp and you're wondering, what do I do? Just let me know. Make a comment and I will go through and I will get in touch with you. Again, my name is Sherry Borger and my site is Stampin' Sherry, and that's where you will find anything stamping. So goodbye. See you next time.